it going to be? That's the question. Right now, the two 21-year-olds are our chip leaders, Yevgeniy Timoshenko and Christian Harder. Can they hold on and cross the finish line at such a young age?
2.1 million going to the winner. All right, sliding down to the felt. The chip leader, Yevgeniy, quickly mucking an 8-deuce offsuit. And now Christian Harder with a little suited connector is going to play for the first time here tonight.
Making a move here with the 4-3 of clubs.
But look at this right behind him. Ran Azor with a pair of ladies.
I wanted.
And he says all in. Elky with a quick fold.
It's around to Scotty Nguyen. He looks down at ace-jack, but he's not going to get in the way here. Good lay down by him.
Yep, and now Shannon Shorr. Short to fold with a king-deuce. And Christian saying, why did I have to play?
And so the lone amateur, Ran Azor, taking down that pot with two queens. There's Ron's business partner.
Yep, Aviv, and he is from Tel Aviv.
And he flew all the way around the world to watch his friend here at the final table. Now that is dedication. It's like a 24-hour flight from Israel.
All right, back to the felt, Christian Harder. This time staying out of the way with his 9-deuce, folds his hand. Ran Azor now getting interested with a king-10 this time.
Raise.
Well, he just won the last pot, so feeling good right now. Gonna pop it up here with a king-10, makes it 420,000 to go.
Into the Frenchman, Elky, a WPT champion. He quickly folds it. But Scotty Nguyen's gonna squeeze a pair of sixes there.
Well, it's the kind of hand you like to see flops with in hopes to flop the set where you might bust somebody.
And he is going to call with the mid pair.
Right behind him, the 23-year-old from Tuscaloosa.
Oh, wow, he's got a pair of 10s. He's built up his short stack into over 2 million right now. The Tuscaloosa kid. Now, what do you do with it? You might want to
all in.
Push around the dead money, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's gone all in. Yevgeniy out, back on Ron.
Shannon consistent. If he plays a pot, he moves all in.
Ron can't play, and now it's on Scotty.
Well, that's what Scotty's thinking now. He's seen this Shannon guy go all in about 4 times so far. Does he have a hand here? Is he making this move because he just saw me call? Doesn't think I have that strong a hand? But you have to give him credit for at least 2 overcards where you'd be in a race situation. Going to cost Scotty about 1.7 million more to make this call.
And look at Scotty's mullet. Actually older than his opponent here.
There you go. 2 10s.
And he's going to make this call. He's going to hate it.
I don't like that.
No, you're not going to like it, Scotty. You're right about that. Well, as the cards lie, Shannon about a 3-1 favorite to win the pot. There you see Scotty's wife, Julie, not looking too happy. She knows her man's in trouble. Going to have to get very lucky to win this pot. Here comes a flop. Ace, king, 3 with 2 hearts.
Yeah, no help for Scotty Nguyen.
Nope, Scotty's going to have to catch a 6 to win this pot.
Oh, boy, he is devastated. Steaming like a bowl of wonton.
I'll sign for any heart.
The turn card, 7 of clubs comes off.
Still no hope for Scotty.
Must catch a 6 on the river. Needs a 2-outer.
Misjudged his man on his left. Thought he was being squeezed. Now can he hit his 6?
Not going to happen. Queen of spade comes off.
Absolute devastation for Scotty Nguyen.
He should have just laid the 6s down. If the guy's making a move, just salute him. But at best, he's going to be in a race situation. Why give up another $1.7 million there?
For most Americans, their memory of online poker is stuck in the past. A desert filled with unsafe options or no option at all. Well, not anymore. Club WPT Gold is bringing poker back to America. It's a sweepstakes model website sweeping the nation, and it's available to try out now. Sign up now using code YouTube and enjoy the return of safe online poker to America.
In dire straits right now. We saw Carlos Mortensen accomplish that feat 2 seasons ago. Scotty trying to do it tonight.
All right, boy. I'm on, baby.
Well, here's the first step. He's got to win this pot. He moves all in with ace-4 diamond.
Yes, he does. Behind him, his nemesis, Shannon Shorr, picks up a mid-pair, 6s.
And that was the hand that caused Scotty's downfall tonight, was 2 6s when he had him, and Shannon beat him.
Oh, he caps his cards. The Tuscaloosa kid, very interested in this hand, and he's just going to call it.
Well, he's just going to call here.
Yevgeniy out.
Right now, you don't care if other players call and somebody wins the pot to eliminate the great Scotty Nguyen from this tournament, where you move up in prize money and get rid of a poker legend.
Well, Christian Harder here with ace-9 also calling. Ran Azor going away. So Scotty, his poker life on the line here tonight. He's got 2 competitors in him with his hand.
Yep, Scotty's in big trouble here. Gonna need a lot of help to win this pot. Well, an ace comes on the flop. It's come ace, king, 3. Right now, Christian's out in front with 2 aces and a 9 kicker.
The other guys check.
Can I borrow some money? Damn.
And Scotty thinks he's going to win this. Well, of course, we know he's pipped at this point.
He thinks he's got 3 aces trying to borrow money. That would be bad debt, it looks like.
Check.
They both check.
Scotty's going to have some help here.
River card coming up. Can Scotty Nguyen get lucky? No.
Well, 7 of diamonds comes off. Well, Christian's reaching for chips now, and Scotty's going to be heading for the rail.
Yeah, it is over for him. Little does he know. So an extra bet on the side.
Fold.
Quick fold by Shannon.
Don't show me 2-7. What you got, baby? Ace-9? That's good.
Well, the poker legend himself, Scotty Nguyen, out in 6th place.
All right, baby.
Vince just wasn't his night tonight, but when Scotty goes home tonight, he'll think about those 2 6s that he put that 1.7 million in with and say, you know,
Good luck, baby.
I shouldn't have called him in that hand. I should have laid those 2 cards down.
Well, Scotty Nguyen, the bling has come off for him. He picks up $285,000. He dealt action on Christian Harder, the 21-year-old internet pro. He quickly folds his hand. Ran Azor also out.
Now it's around to Elky Grosspellier, WPT champion earlier this season at Bellagio.
Yeah, well, just a 9-3 is going to make it $380,000 to go with that junk hand.
Well, going to stay aggressive.
Shannon is out.
His problem is the chip leader's in the big blind, though.
And the chip leader, Yevgeniy, going to squeeze it ace-10 of spades. Yeah, pretty good quality hand, especially 5-handed. Now will he pop it back?
220 more?
That's right.
Yeah, he's going to make the call here.
To the displeasure of Elky, but here's the flop.
8-7-5. No real help to either player. Does give Elky a gut shot straight draw.
Let's see if Elky makes the continuation bet. No, he's going to check it.
Both players check.
Here comes the turn.
Well, the board pairs 7s. Yevgeniy checks again.
Yeah, pretty cautious. Doesn't want to step out. Now will Elky bet? There's his friends in the audience. And he's going to test the water. Yep. Looks like $440,000.
Very aggressive bet by Elky here. And I say that not only because he's betting into the chip leader, but because if he moves up 1 more place and gets to 4th place, he'll become the WPT Player of the Year.
And Yevgeniy is going to fold it.
So Elky Grosspellier picking up that pot by staying aggressive, going for his 2nd WPT title this season tonight.
And there's the flashback from Bellagio at the Festa Al Lago when he won that event, when he used to have brown hair before he looked like the albino Unabomber.
Vince, he just changed his look a little, that's all.
He did, but he is one tough player.
He really is. Perhaps the toughest tournament player in the world at the moment. Running that well, could become WPT Player of the Year by moving up 1 more notch in this tournament.
I go into this hand, a quick fold by Ran Azor. Back on Elky. No, he won't play this. 5-3.
Shannon Shorr going out as well. Back to the chip leader.
Yeah, and in the small blind, he's going to pick up a big hand. Pair of jacks. He makes it a casual $480,000.
This the battle of the blinds between the 2 chip leaders, the 2 youngest guys at the table. And Christian has a pretty nice hand in the big blind. He's got ace-jack. He's just going to call. Doesn't come over the top. He understands Yevgeniy's the only player at the table right now that can bust him out of this tournament. So if somebody has more chips than you, you usually play them a little more careful.
Nicely done by Christian, hitting his pair of aces here. But action's on Yevgeniy. What to do with the jacks.
Well, Vince, you can see he's a little bit leery. Knows Christian's played pretty solid so far today. Yevgeniy was born in the Ukraine. Moved to the United States when he was 10 years old. Grew up in the state of Washington.
360.
And he's going to bet $360,000. Boy, I love this bet. This is what I call an information bet. There's over $1 million in the pot. He's bet $360,000. He's trying to gather information as to whether his opponent has an ace in his hand. He might find it out pretty quick here, Vince.
Yep. How's that info now, Yevgeniy? Guy makes a call, you know you beat.
Well, you don't know it. Your opponent could have a flush draw or a straight draw, or even a pair of tens, but you're leery with 2 jacks now when an ace pops out.
You just don't like it, and he's going to check it.
Christian going to be a little leery himself here. Just doesn't want to get check raised into a big pot. Now a jack comes off.
Oh, ridiculous.
As the cards lie, this was the only card in the deck Yevgeniy could catch to win this pot. The case jack. He now has 3 jacks.
Makes things worse. Christian making aces and jacks. This is a complete train wreck before our very eyes.
Well, there's over $1.7 million in the pot.
1.12.
Oh, he says a very exacting 1.12. Now, there's the victim's mom. Christian is from Annapolis, Maryland. 5th WPT tournament, first final table.
I call.
He's going to make the call, and he's going to lose this pot, and he's also going to wince when he recognizes his opponent had a 1 out on the river to beat him.
Oh,
Wow.
And he shows the world.
and that is going to be absolute devastation for this guy. Christian takes it well.
Oh, boy.
A lot of pain and loathing at Bellagio, going after 2.1 million. Stay with us. We are coming back from Bellagio for more of this championship fight right after this.
He will capture that coveted WPT Player of the Year award.
5 players remain. Let's go to the table. It's on Elky. And he's got a little pair of deuces here.
He's going to raise it. Makes it 380,000 to go.
And now the Tuscaloosa kid, Shannon Shorr, with a queen 10. He started out as the short stack. He has marched his way up.
Well, look at this, Vince. He is going to raise it here to $1.2 million with just a queen 10 offsuit.
The chip leader quickly folding. Christian Harder not going to play. With an ace 10 of spades, Ron quickly folds.
Back to Elky. He's going to lay down the 2 deuces. And Vince, you just wonder if Shannon is aware that if Elky moves up 1 more spot, he'll become the WPT Player of the Year. Might have made a tactical raise in that spot, just knowing the guy's probably not going to play the hand unless he's got a giant duke.
Now look at this, though. Shannon Shorr, who did start out in the short stack, now he's in second chip position. He's got 5.5 million in chips. That is pretty amazing. All right, this hand goes on. Pair of 9s for Elky this time. Elky with more rhinestone there than Dolly Parton. He's going to raise with it. 375 to go.
Shannon going out. Over to the chip leader.
Yevgeniy Timoshenko.
He goes out. Christian out.
And now Mr. Tel Aviv himself, Ran Azor, with a king 7. And he looks interested. Yes, he's going to call.
Man, I was just trying to send a message. Look, I may be an amateur, but you just can't push me around the big blind here. I'm going to play with you.
Gonna speculate, and he's gonna get a piece of that pair of kings.
Now it's come ace, king, 4. Ron has the best hand with 2 kings. Action on him. And now, Vince, this is something you wouldn't see pro players do. If they hit an ace or king in this spot, they'd check to their opponent, giving them a chance to bet at it. But he's leading right out and betting the 2 kings.
Yeah.
And Elky has made the call with 2 9s because he just doesn't think the guy's got an ace. Well, Elky probably thinks he's got some kind of straight draw or flush draw. Wouldn't bet out with 2 aces there. You would check raise with aces. Now a 4 comes off. So neither player going to be real crazy about that card. And right now, you're not liking it if you're Ran Azor when you bet the flop and you got called.
And now he checks it. And Elky with his pair of 9s.
And let's see what Elky's going to do here.
He checks as well, so going to the river.
Jack of clubs comes off now.
And Ron is saying, I must be in front. This guy definitely would have protected his aces at that time. He would have bet, so he bets 660, and it's going to work.
So the amateur not going to be pushed around by the young pros here. He wants to be a force to be reckoned with, fighting it out for this title.
Amazing. Ran Azor, it's his first WPT event. He's an amateur player, but he is playing impeccably so far tonight.
He got in this tournament because he won a small tournament at Bellagio that awarded him this $25,000 seat. So he flew back to playing this tournament after winning the tournament nearly a year ago.
That is paying off in a big way. To this hand we go. Elky with a pair of 8s, makes it 375. Shannon out. Right now Yevgeniy behind him. And he mucks. Christian out.
How much you play, Elky?
4.
I'm all in.
So Ran Azor with a pair of 5s. He says all in.
Wow. Elky Grosspellier really faced with a tough decision right now as to what to do. Elky folds his 2 8s. And then you have to wonder a little bit about that because if your opponent had aces, kings, or queens, he's not going to re-raise $4 million. He's going to make a smaller raise. He's going to want you in the pot to extract some money from you.
Well, Ron is the bully at the table. Elky losing 3 in a row. Stay with us. 5 players remain on the World Poker Tour.
For videos, stats, in-depth player interviews, and more,
check out all the WPT action at worldpokertour.com. To the table we go. Tel Aviv, Ran Azor out. Elky Grosspellier also not going to play.
Much time in this blind level?
The young college student from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Shannon Shorr, is considering this. He's got the button. He's got ace-9.
All in.
And he says all in. Yevgeniy goes out.
What's you have roughly? 2.5.
And the only one to beat is Christian Harder, the online pro, and he's going away with just a 7 deuce. So the short stack going to pick up that pot. Shannon Shorr won a non-televised Bellagio Cup 2, pick up close to $1 million. I mean, he is talented.
Well, just a moment ago, we saw Shannon Shorr in second chip position. He's now back on the short stack where he started this final table. Going to have to work his way back up again.
Action's on Yevgeniy. A quick fold. Christian Harder won't play, but now it's on Mr. Tel Aviv himself.
Well, he looks down at Kojak.
Raise.
He looks a little like Kojak, doesn't he, Vance? Telly Savalas himself.
Yes, he does. Of course, there's a lot of those lookalikes out here on the WPT. It seems like. But he likes his hand, and he's going to make it 460,000 to go.
Elky Grosspellier looks down at 2 jacks.
Good time to pick up a hand.
I'm all in.
Yep, he's going all in with the 2 jacks here.
Shannon out.
Tough decision for the amateur now.
Elky with a real hand this time. Well, Ran Azor likes to do the pushing, and now he's getting pushed back at.
Now, Vince, I'm sure he doesn't have a clue that this guy's going to become WPT Player of the Year if he moves up 1 more notch. He's just worried about his chips.
He's just got a marginal king jack as his buddy from Israel looks on.
Well, as the cards lie, we're on a substantial underdog to win this pot. But he doesn't know it.
That's an additional 2.5. You can't think he's going to call, and no, he makes the proper lay down. Give it the pot up to the Frenchman.
Elky Grosspellier picking up that pot. Stays alive. And remember, if he moves up 1 more place to 4th place or better, he becomes the WPT Player of the Year, an extremely coveted award. Now, anybody can win a poker tournament, but becoming the best player over the course of the entire WPT season, that is an elite honor that all players would love to achieve. Elky got that shot now. All he's got to do is move up 1 more spot. Finish 4th place or higher to do it.
All right, a couple folds around. And now Shannon Shorr in the small blind with a suited connector, 6-7 of clubs.
All in.
Whoa,
Well, he's going all in with it.
look at that. It's just a 6-7,
Can you give me an exact count?
2.54.
but Yevgeniy's got the
2.54.
pair of 4s,
I call.
and he's going to make this call.
Well, Yevgeniy's got the pair. Knows that figures to be the favorite over 2 random card hand. He's going to make the call because he has the chips and can well afford to make this call. If he was on a much shorter stack, he'd probably muck those 4s because he wouldn't want to be in a race situation. When you can afford to race, go ahead and do it. Try to eliminate a player and take an even more commanding chip lead. That's what Yevgeniy is trying to do here. Let's see if it works for him.
Shannon from Alabama, very vulnerable, and he's not going to catch this flop.
Well, it's come ace-9-3. Shannon Shorr is going to have to catch a 7 or a 6 to take the lead, or 2 running cards to make a pat hand to win this pot. Otherwise, he'll be out in 5th place.
4th Street coming up. No luck for Shannon. It's a jack.
So we are down to the river card. Shannon must catch a 6 or a 7. Otherwise, he'll be heading back to Alabama going to school. Well, it's a king, so it's back to class for Shannon Shorr. But folks, make no mistake, we'll see him again out here on the World Poker Tour. He is a phenomenal young poker player.
So that is going to do it for the Tuscaloosa kid, Shannon Shorr, out in 5th place. He's going to pick up $408,000 for his efforts.
And with him being eliminated, Elky Grosspellier is going to become the WPT Player of the Year for Season 7. And Vince, now he's going to try to win the WPT World Championship title as well.
Well, we are down to 4 players, but Yevgeniy Timoshenko is the chip leader. He is hotter than my uncle's gold Rolex. Will he take this title? Well, folks, I'm sorry to say that we are out of time here at Bellagio.
But please be sure to join us again for the exciting conclusion of the WPT World Championship.
For most Americans, their memory of online poker is stuck in the past. A desert filled with unsafe options or no option at all. Well, not anymore. Club WPT Gold is bringing poker back to America. It's a sweepstakes model website sweeping the nation, and it's available to try out now. Sign up now using code YouTube and enjoy the return of safe online poker to America.
And he's got an ugly-looking 8-deuce. He won't play that, Mike.
That's over to Ran Azor. He's got a Queen 10 offsuit here. He just won a good pot with a Queen 10, but throws this one away. Now it's around to Elky, who's going for his 2nd WPT title this season. He limps in with the Queen 7. It's called the computer hand.
And Yevgeniy with a 4-5, content to see 3 cards. Here's the flop.
Well, flop comes Jack, Jack 10. No help to either player. Elky checks. Yevgeniy checks right behind him.
Turn card comes up, another Jack. Check again by Elky.
Yevgeniy checking right behind him. Here comes the river card. Oh, a 5 comes off. Yevgeniy has made a full house on the river. Elky has checked. And the checking is over for Yevgeniy here. He's made a full house. He's going to try to get a little value bet in here, I'm sure. Yes, he does. $375,000. And the way this hand was played, Elky could very well think his queen high is the best hand, and indeed he does, because he's made the call. His instincts were right. His opponent had 2 little cards. Unfortunately for Elky, one of them was a 5. Yevgeniy made a full house on the river to take down the pot.
That is right. The Frenchman choking on his baguette right there. Just not pleased with that call, that last card. Just a mess. Blind still at 100 and 200,000. 7 days we've been going here at Bellagio for this event. The best pros in the world play this event, and we're down to these 4. Now Tel Aviv's Ran Azor quickly folding.
I'm all in.
Look at this, Elky with ace-10 says all in. Yeah, a couple folds behind him, Mike.
So Elky moves in and picks up that pot. Elky knows he's going to have to start making a move if he's going to catch up with Yevgeniy. You know, you just can't sit back and let this guy just continue to dominate the table like he has been. At some point, you got to draw your sword in the sand and start making stands and gambling a bit to pick up some chips.
All right. Quick fold by Yevgeniy. And now Christian Harder with an ace-8 of spades. He's gone all in with it.
That's the only hand we've seen him have at this entire final table was 2 queens, and he got outplayed by the amateur on that hand. Here he's moving all in with ace-8 of spades. You can't blame him for that. He's on the short stack.
He'd be in great place here because Ron, who's considering this, has an ace-7.
I call.
Well, he's going to make the call, thinking Christian might be a little desperate. But right behind them, Elky Grosspellier actually has the best hand with ace-jack of hearts.
Interesting. One guy is raised all in, the other guy calls.
I'm all in.
Whoa, unbelievable. Usually in this situation, a guy with an ace-jack will just get out of the way and let them 2 fight it out. Not Elky Grosspellier. That gives you a glimpse why he's the WPT Player of the Year. His instincts are correct. He's got the best hand. He's moved in over the top.
How much more? How much more?
Well, Yevgeniy all smiles because he recognizes there's a chance 2 of them could get knocked out here, and he could be playing heads up for this title very shortly.
They had a side pot, of course. Christian is already all in.
Can you tell me how much?
885.
So it's an additional close to 900,000. And I think Ran Azor is obviously priced in.
But Elky Grosspellier in great shape to take down a pot that's going to have well over $7 million in it.
Ran has made this call, the father of three. Gonna gamble.
אני הכי רע. לא יאומן.
Elky Grosspellier has got to love this situation. He has the best hand.
These three players, their poker destiny on the line. We're coming back with the conclusion of this massive pot. Stay with us here on the World Poker Tour.
In great shape to win over a $7.5 million pot. He's out in front with the ace-jack. Christian with the ace-8. Ron with the ace-7.
Here comes the first three. Oh, and look at this flop. King 3-7. Ron has got the piece of it, pair of sevens.
Jack ball one time.
Unbelievable. Now Christian needs an 8 to win the pot. Elky's going to need to catch a jack or 2 running cards to make a flush, 2 running cards to make a straight.
Another 7 I want.
Guy that came in with the worst hand gets it on the flop. Here's the turn card.
Well, a queen comes off. So that gives Elky an ace-high straight draw. He can now win the pot with a jack or a 10.
10 one time.
Christian must catch an 8 to win the pot.
10.
It is coming down to the river.
10.
We're down to the river card. The amateur's got to dodge a jack, 10 or an 8. Can he do it?
10.
2.
The deuce of clubs comes right off. So the amateur businessman from Israel is going to take down that pot, and Elky Grosspellier and Christian Harder are going to be eliminated from this tournament on the same hand. Now Christian will be our 4th place finisher because in tournament poker, if 2 or more players are all in on the same hand and get eliminated, the guy who started the hand with more money gets the higher finishing position. In that case, that would be Elky. But what a way to go out for the WPT Player of the Year.
Christian's going to pick up $571,000. Elky Grosspellier going to take home $776,000. Body parts strewn in the darkness here at Bellagio.
His youth defies his experience at the poker table.
All right, the heads-up action has begun. And Ran Azor with an ace-5 with the button.
Where is it?
He's going to raise with the ace. He's got about $9 million in front of him.
He picks up an ace high on the button, so he pops it up to $650,000. Yevgeniy going to make the call with a queen jack.
That is right.
Now we get some action finally.
Yeah.
Ron, of course, playing in his first
Yeah,
ever
that's coming to see
WPT
it.
event. Yevgeniy just 21 years old.
Yep, and a flop comes up junk. 9-6-3, helping neither player.
Now Yevgeniy is checked.
Now Ron, nothing really hitting there, but will he make the continuation bet?
Ron's going to make the continuation bet.
Raise.
$550,000. And look at this. Yevgeniy is going to raise it with just a queen high here.
900,000 more.
He's going to raise it 900,000 more. All of a sudden, that ace high is going to shrink up, I can tell you.
What a raise with just queen high.
We told you this kid had game. He's demonstrating it right here, outplaying his opponent by check raising there with just a queen high.
That was a nice move by the 21-year-old. Popping back over the top. Just a good read on Ran Azor. Okay, maybe I am a believer. He does this day in, day out. Maybe he can beat up the amateur here.
That was an impressive play, Vince, let me tell you. Ron did everything he could there. He raised before the flop. He bet on the flop. He just got outplayed.
All right, to this hand we go. Our chip leader has an ace-6 with the button, caps his cards.
Yeah, he's reaching for raising chips. He's going to bet $450,000.
Into Ron, who
I call.
just has a 10-8. That could be a little tilt money going in.
Well, wants to see a flop here.
And you're going to see it, Ron.
Oh, it's come jack 10-9. So Ron has the best hand with 2 10s and an open-end straight draw.
So on him first, he checks.
Now that's a very dangerous flop for Yevgeniy. He's ace high. He checks also.
Oh, but again, he catches the ace.
Well, he now has the best hand with 2 aces. Actions on Ron, the amateur businessman from Israel.
There's Ron's friend, chuckling it up on the rail.
Well, Ron's going to bet. It's like $560,000.
And Yevgeniy's caught his aces.
Yep, he's quickly calling him with the 2 aces. So Yevgeniy out in front. Ron is going to have to improve his hand to win the pot, and he does so as a 7 comes off.
Oh, boy.
Ran Azor has made a straight. He has 7, 8, 9, 10 jack, and he is betting 800,000. And he might be right, Vince. Luck might be on his side. We saw it when he eliminated 2 players with the worst hand a little while back.
I call.
Here he's made a straight on the river to win this pot. He gets paid off by Yevgeniy. So the amateur businessman making a move here
Nice side.
in picking up a nice pot.
And Yevgeniy's going to be kicking himself for not raising on the turn with the aces.
You should be careful when the 7 coming up.
Mr.
My
Israel,
lucky number.
Ran Azor takes down a good one.
Well, the big cash and the WPT World Championship title are still up for grabs. And had a 5.5 to 1 chip lead over David Chu.
Raise.
Yet David came back and took down the title in this event. Let's see if Ron can come back from not as far a deficit.
With the king 9 this time, and the button he's going to raise. Yep, he makes it 700,000 to go.
Yevgeniy's got the queen jack again. He's going to make the call.
We're going to see more action here at the beautiful Bellagio in Las Vegas. Here's the flop.
Flop comes ace, jack, 7 with 2 spades. Yevgeniy now has the best hand with 2 jacks. He checks. And right behind him, Ron checks the king high. Now the deuce of spade comes off. So Yevgeniy thinks his 2 jacks are the best hand. Indeed they are. He is reaching for chips.
900,000.
And he is going to bet 900,000.
Raise.
Look at this. The amateur is going to raise with the king high flush draw. Unbelievable.
Yep, not much hesitation, but
1.6 million more.
he's got the boldness to put it out there, an additional 1.6 million.
Well, Vince, you just don't expect amateurs to come over the top and raise you with nothing. It's going to be very tough to call this with just 2 jacks with 3 spades out there, as well as an ace.
Amazing, it's his first WPT tournament, and the way he's playing like a champion.
Show the bluff. King of spades. King of spades.
Take that, you 21-year-old twerp. That's what he's saying to himself.
Yeah, how about that playing day in, day out against the amateur now, son?
Well, as you can see, both players have a lot of big blinds left, meaning there's a lot of time to play. Ron has 61 big blinds. Yevgeniy has 108. And folks, after 7 days of play, to have this many big blinds left playing heads-up poker shows me what great structure that they've got here at Bellagio.
The players at Bellagio that play this tournament love this structure. We move on. Action on Yevgeniy Timoshenko. Well, Yevgeniy right now is going to raise with a Doyle Brunson hand 10 deuce. Makes it 450,000 to go. And Ran Azor is going to call with a queen 3.
Well, this is the Doyle Brunson hand. Doyle hand, of course, the 10 deuce suited.
When the flop comes up ace 6-6, no help to either player.
Ron's going to check. Here Yevgeniy going to make the continuation bet with absolutely nothing.
Yep. Mr. Day in, day out, bets 525.
And Ron lays his hand down. Now, Vince, with 11 players left in this tournament, Yevgeniy had a 10 deuce in his hand. Him and Jennifer Harmon went to war before the flop. They got all the money in. Jennifer had 2 aces. He had a 10 deuce. He had a deuce on the flop, a 10 on the turn to knock Jennifer Harmon out of this tournament with 11 players left. A very tough beat for Jennifer.
Oh, it's a great game. Hi, Jennifer.
Raise.
All right, back to the table. And Ron this time has a 5-6 offsuit. He's going to make it 650,000 to go. Now Yevgeniy behind him with a midlife crisis. 44. It's a pair of 4s.
It's the kind of hand you could come over the top with. You might call to want to see a flop. You're out of position here.
And right now, Ran Azor is back to about 11.6 million.
Well, Yevgeniy's going to make the call with the 2 4s. So here comes the flop. Oh, it's 10-7-4. Yevgeniy has flopped bottom set. Ran Azor has flopped an open-end straight draw. Yevgeniy checks.
Yes, he does.
Ron is going to bet 700,000.
And right now, High School Musical songs going off in Yevgeniy's head.
Raise.
Well, he is going to raise it.
And now he gets to raise him up with his 3 of a kind.
1.4.
Makes it 1.4 million more. Yes, I think Ron is supposed to make this call, because if by chance you hit a 3 or an 8 here, you got a chance to double up and take the lead in this tournament. And he is going to make the call, so he's gambling with the open-end straight draw. Yevgeniy well out in front with the 3-4s.
Potential pot of the tournament. Anything can happen, but Ron didn't hit.
Well, King of Spade comes off. That's going to be a scare card for both opponents. Yevgeniy going to be fearful his opponent was drawing at spades and made a flush. And the truth is, Ron might be thinking the same thing. Yevgeniy's going to check. Now, Ron does have a flush draw with the 5 of spade and an open-end straight draw. But I don't see Yevgeniy going anywhere if he bets, so he better be a little careful right here.
But Ron is a crazy man. He has done crazier things in his life. He could push here. Will he do it?
Bensie's got a nice hand just to draw to.
He slows down. He's going to see the card without paying.
So here comes that river card. Oh, a 10 comes up. Yevgeniy has got a full house now. He's got 4s full of 10s. Action is on him. Now, sometimes when you hit a river card like this and make a full house, you don't know whether you should bet or check your opponent and give him a chance to bluff at it in case he has nothing. That's exactly the situation here.
I check.
He does check it.
Okay.
He has thrown him some rope, and Ron has grabbed it, and it's just a matter of how much he's going to lose in this pot.
Oh, boy, he is digging the hole, putting the twigs and the branches over it, waiting for the sucker to fall in, and that is Ron. He is betting $1.6 million of wasted cash.
Well, Vince, now you see the beauty of checking a full house on the river here. So your opponent, if he has nothing, might bluff at the pot. And here comes the raise.
7 million.
Comes back over the top for another 5.4.
Well, he said $7 million in total. Now the amateur businessman is not going to like it. Obviously, Ron can't call it with a 6 high, but what a well-played hand by Yevgeniy there.
Yevgeniy Timoshenko coming ever so close to taking home the WPT World Championship. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action in a moment.
For most Americans, their memory of online poker is stuck in the past. A desert filled with unsafe options or no option at all. Well, not anymore. Club WPT Gold is bringing poker back to America. It's a sweepstakes model website sweeping the nation, and it's available to try out now. Sign up now using code YouTube and enjoy the return of safe online poker to America.
Back to the table. Ran Azor from Tel Aviv.
Raise.
He's got an ace-4 this time. He's down to $7 million in chips.
Well, he is going to raise it here. Makes it $745,000 to go. But Yevgeniy picks up yet another nice hand. He's got ace-jack, has his opponent dominated. And Vince, you got to say this guy's held the most cards at this final table as well. But in poker, when you're playing well and running well, that's a tough combination to beat. And right now, that is Yevgeniy.
2.4 total.
Well, Yevgeniy has come back over the top of this one. He makes it $2.4 million.
Well, if Ron opts to go with this hand, this could do it, folks. I don't see Yevgeniy getting out of the way here. And Ron would have to get very lucky once again to win a big pot. He did it earlier at this final table and he eliminated 2 players on the same hand, but here he makes a good laydown, gets away from that ace-4.
Respect for young blood, and we move on.
Well, Vince, how can you not respect this guy? If he wins tonight, he'll have over $3 million in career earnings in live tournament play, because around the world in certain locations you can play at 18. He won an event on the Asian Poker Tour in Macau for $500,000. He won an event at the 2007 Irish Open. Finished at a final table at the World Series of Poker Europe last year.
480,000.
Here he is at the WPT World Championship final.
Call.
Yevgeniy Timoshenko going to raise his time with just queen deuce, making it $480,000 to go. Ron with 5-4 calls, and the flop comes up. They both hit. Yevgeniy with queens, Ron with his 5s.
Check.
Ron has checked it.
It's top pair versus bottom pair, but Ron also has a flush draw.
600,000.
Well, 600,000 is the bet,
All in.
He says all in with just the 5s.
How much?
and that is a massive bet.
6, 7.
6 million.
He's got the pair and the flush draw. As we can see, it's the worst hand,
I fold.
and the youngster does lay it down.
Good fold.
But what a nice bet by Ran Azor right there to take that pot away from the kid.
Nice to do that. Bets on the calm. This time it works out nicely. I gotta take a look at the Wonder Cam. Look at this. Ron would have gotten lucky on the river.
Well, look at the turn card, though. Yevgeniy would have made 2 pair in the turn. Queens and deuces, lost to a flush on the river.
Okay, moving on. Cards being dealt once again, and the blinds are going up to 150, 300,000. Action's going to Ran Azor. And he's got an ace-4 this time.
Raise.
And he is going to raise it.
More 500.
Looks like he makes it 650,000 to go. And Yevgeniy's going to make the call with the 6-5, hoping to catch a flop where he can eliminate his opponent.
Ron, a little bit amused by that, he seems. Can't shake the kid loose, and Ron's going to hit aces.
Now it's come ace, jack, 9. Yevgeniy's going to check. Ron is reaching for chips. Those are $100,000 chips, so the bet is 800,000. Yevgeniy gets out of the way. And Ran Azor, you wonder if he's getting worn out, Vince. He's been playing for 7 days. You just wonder if fatigue is setting in on him. The youngster looks as perky as the new Jack in the Box.
Well, Ron is 45 years old. He's a father of 3. He's going after huge dollars here tonight. Started this event with 338 players. We're down to these 2. Fine play all around here tonight at Bellagio.
600.
And Yevgeniy this time with a 10 deuce. Gonna make it 600.
You know, this hand is named for Doyle Brunson, but I got a feeling Yevgeniy has a real fondness for this hand. We told you he eliminated Jennifer Harmon from this tournament with 11 players left with a 10 deuce. We saw him win a pot earlier with it by bluffing. Here he's raised with it again, and even though he's flopped second pair here, Ron is out in front with 2 kings.
And Ron is gonna try to trap here a little bit. He has checked it.
Yevgeniy checks the 2 10s right behind him, not falling any traps.
Wow.
And look at this, a 5 comes off. Ron has now got kings and 5s. He's in a dominating position here. He's got 2 pair, kings up. Yevgeniy just has 2 10s.
And he makes a simple little 425,000 bet. And that's going to make Yevgeniy stick around. He's called it.
Well, the only way Yevgeniy can win this pot is to catch a 10 on the river. And he's done it, Vince.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, is this kid running good or what?
Well, that's a nightmare if you're Ron.
Well, he still got kings up, but he doesn't like that 10 coming on the river. He checks it. You know Yevgeniy is going to bet, just a matter of how much.
Yeah.
1,500,000.
1,500,000 is the bet. The amateur sits up in his chair saying, what happened here? Now what he's hoping, of course, is his opponent had some kind of straight draw or flush draw and just is making a move here. He's got to try to figure that out. Does he want to call here or not? If he puts him on 3 10s, he'd make a great laydown, but I think it's going to be tough to lay this hand down the way it was played. Well, Ron's going to make the call, and he is going to wince when he sees that river card that beat him. Look at that. Yevgeniy catching another beautiful card on the end, and that 10 deuce might become his hand instead of Doyle Brunson's, Vince.
Ran Azor starting to look worn down. Yevgeniy sprinting to the finish line. Will he take his title on the WPT? We're coming back with the action in just a moment.
Amateur from Israel, Ran Azor, with just over 5 million. Yevgeniy has done nothing but extend his chip lead ever since he got to this final table. Could go wire to wire for the title.
Ron is called with an 8-7, but Yevgeniy picking up the kings.
Just incredible. He's not only playing well, he's catching so well. Here he's got 2 kings. Ron has limped in on the button.
500,000 more.
And now Yevgeniy is going to raise it $500,000 more with the 2 kings.
Yeah, blinds 150 and 3. Very expensive poker right now. But he's hooked his man, and that is Ron from Tel Aviv.
There you see Ron. Hands on his head. Just hoping to catch some kind of flop. That's not going to do it as it comes ace, jack, deuce with 2 hearts.
Yeah, nothing hitting for Ron. Yevgeniy, though, is going to check. He sees that ace on the board. Let's see if he gets Ron to bet here.
Well, Ron's going to check too. And 9 comes off on the turn. Will Yevgeniy bet his kings now? Nope, he's going to check. Ron has the gut shot straight draw. A 10 would give him the win.
Ron stays out of the way. Another smart check. behind him. And a 7 on the river.
900,000.
Well, 900,000 is now the bet.
And Ron caught a piece of that. Is he going to contribute another 900?
Well, he lays it down.
Yep.
And Vince, I'll tell you one thing. If body language would determine our champion, then pass the trophy to Yevgeniy. He looks fresh as a daisy. Well, Ron looks like he's been plowing the field all day.
Yeah. It's like one of those horses bearing out down the stretch. He is tiring. They've been playing for a long, long time. A big effort. He needs to turn things around very quickly here. To the table we go. Yevgeniy looking down at an ace-5.
Well, he's on the button in position. Staring over at a tired opponent. Has a dominating chip lead.
I'm all in.
Yevgeniy's going to push it. He's saying, you want to play? It's going to cost you everything, Ron. Ron with just a 10-3 offsuit.
Well, it would be a total gamble.
Big.
He called his remaining money off of this hand, but no, he's going to muck it.
And Ron is turning into old man poker right now. Just no hope left, it seems like, getting whittled away. Just an aggravating, perky smile, though, by Yevgeniy.
The amateur from Israel, Ran Azor, if he could win one pot, it'd be back to about where they started this heads-up battle. I'm talking about 24 million to about 9 million, so he's really just one hand away from getting back to where this heads-up match began. Don't count him out yet.
Raise.
Ron with Queen 10 says raise.
600 more.
Going to raise it 600,000 more, and again Yevgeniy picks up an ace high,
I'm all in.
and again he goes all in.
Call.
Call?
And he's quickly called by Ron. He's just making a stand here.
Yeah, this could be it.
Well, as the cards lie,
You're good.
not quite a 3-2 underdog to win the pot, but Yevgeniy, the favorite to take down the title right here, right now. Let's see if he can do it.
We have long way together, huh? long way.
Ran Azor
Okay.
We have long way together. Let's
smiling.
see.
Yeah.
His first ever WPT event. His poker destiny on the line right now for the next 5 cards.
8-9 jack on the flop.
Managing to joke.
Ace come. You're not so lucky. You come.
Here's the first 3.
Oh, a queen right in the door.
Yeah, Ron got the queen.
Come queen, jack, 7. So Ron out in
King
front
of
with the 2
spades.
queens.
King of spades.
Well,
King of
Yevgeniy
spades.
says put the king of
Show me
spades out there.
Show me the 2.
We'll have a
Show me
straight
the
draw
2.
and a flush draw as well as the ace draw.
Spades?
2 diamond. 2 diamond.
Spade!
Well, the king of clubs comes off. Now that means Yevgeniy cannot catch an ace to win the pot, because that'd give Ron an ace high straight.
Two pair.
The only way Yevgeniy can win this pot is to catch a 10 on the river. That would give him an ace high straight.
Ron loves his odds right now. River card coming up.
Oh, a 10 comes off.
No!
The youngster has again hit lightning on the river. This time, it gives him the title. Wow. And Vince, he not only plays great poker,
Lucky. Yeah.
Lady Luck smiling down on the youngster as well.
Nice playing with you. You played good.
What a performance by Yevgeniy to take down this WPT Championship title.
Thank you.
And Ran Azor in shock and awe, staring at the table in total disbelief. Yevgeniy Timoshenko, he is our champion, gonna take home over $2.1 million.